Hello everyone. Another tip of the week. This week I thought I'm going to talk a little bit about how to make a reflection. I'm using a boat as an example, but the situation actually happens beyond the boat. You can do the similar thing with a tree, next to a water, or you can even do it like a wet surface, like after rain on the street. So it's similar. So here is the boat, then I'm just halfway through. I want to show you how I'm going to add the reflections. The key for adding a reflection is everything is like a mirror image. So you see this, the sail goes up, then in the reflection, it goes straight down. Of course, then you will have the surface ripples, and then break up that straight line. And this is why sometimes you just put a dots in there, or you can just make an elegant brush stroke. But for any object that's sit on top of water or near the water or near the wet surface, if it has an angle, let's say the boat, the tip of the boat goes this way, then the mirror and image as a reflection, it pretty much is a shadow, so it goes the opposite way. So you see the top goes this way and the bottom should go this way into water. So that's the key. And also, if the object is in the water, then these object needs to be sitting down, because the water is a flat surface, then it covers everything. This is why we say leveled. Okay, leveled. You use the tool to see if somewhere is level. It's always a flat. So the object looks like a sitting inside water, but with the water line completely leveled. Okay, so let's add that. And reflection itself usually it's not a big deal. It's pretty much the darker version of the object, or you could use whatever, you know, the darker version of the water surface. Okay, so I'm going to add the larger shape, larger reflection for this boat first. So as I said, it's going to have an angle. Let me exaggerate a little bit. So we'll go this way. So what I did was pretty much, you know, the mixture of, I did this wash for the water. I'm just making it a little darker, and I gave one brush stroke. Don't need to worry about anything else. Okay, and it's a similar thing happening over there, but it's a secondary. So this is a main reflection, and this boat goes, actually connects inside with this reflection, but on the other side, it goes to the other way. Okay, if you make it this one look at this way, then the reflection would look somewhat funny. Okay, so that's how the reflection is added. See, just a few, and break up the edge. So I have this floater in there, so we'll do that a little bit later. And of course, there's a top parts in there. So what you can do is, don't have to be the exact, but the brush stroke needs to be nice. And somewhat this one go this way, and actually then this is actually secondary. Sometimes I just totally ignore that part. Or you can go make to somewhat secondary, so it gets connected with the other ripple effect, because the water surface, well, sometimes it's completely flat surface, but most of the time it moves. So that movement will break up all these images. Let me see. Yeah, I'll do that. So just give a hint. The main part is this, and you see there are other lines that you can add. Doesn't have to be exact, it just needs to be nicely organized. Okay, here and there. And some in the distance, it doesn't really reflect into this part of the water. Okay, so that's pretty much as is. And I will say add a bottom for the boat, just like this one. So I'm just adding a little bit of different color in there. Okay, and connect. And here's the floater. Later I'll add some color in there. So the floater also reflect into the water. Okay, the floater gets too warm. And this part, it's a secondary, so I'm going to make a just little lighter version, but still connects with the larger boat, so they all group together instead of piecemealed. It just visually looks better. Okay, now, yeah, so now you see I loosen this part a little bit, but I guess that's okay. And that's pretty much adding a reflection for the boat. And you know, to organize this, make it more interesting, we could put more of these small ones in there. Just make sure that they are not exactly the same and that the brush stroke looks nice. So that's adding the reflection for the boat. And I also usually like to connect this part with the other side of the water, not completely diminishing these edges, but pick some to soften it out. Okay, and this one then I will do a little bit more, but this is more of a softened ripple. And here is a few more. I guess here's a little too dark. And I don't need that. So that's how a reflection for the boat is done. Again, it's a mirror image, and that you have to go with the opposite direction of the main object. See, even there, it's the same. And they group together nicely. Okay. Same idea can be applied to tree next to the water, or even on the street, the wet surface street. So it's the same idea, but just remember, it's a darker version of what the surface is. Otherwise, it won't be able to show. It just disappear. Okay, so that's it, I guess. It's simple and easy. I hope you can try this one at home, and then let me know how that goes. And hopefully we'll learn some other tips next time. Thanks for watching.